For centuries, faith shaped our lives, guiding our morals, our families, and even our wars. But in today's Kosovo, a quiet revolution is happening. People are stepping away from religion.
From today onward, together with our close relatives, we have decided to no longer be part of the Islamic faith. We are no longer Muslims. This ends here once and for all.
Two years ago, a group of 70 participants, driven by a big heart and sincere love for their homeland, came together with a common purpose: to preserve and strengthen our national values, unity and Albanian dignity. Today, after only 2 years, the Decan Movement counts more than 200,000 members.
Not out of rejection, but reflection. What changed? And what does this mean for a nation that once defined itself by faith? Albania's story begins long before the word Albania itself. From the times of Illyrian tribes to Roman rule.
We,
as the oldest people of the Illyrian Peninsula and of Europe, dating back to the Pelasgians 4,000 to 5,000 years ago from our ancestors and later the Illyrians, have always been indigenous. We Albanians have always been autochthonous. Autochthonous means that we have been here generation after generation since the very beginning.
From Byzantium to Ottoman domination.
From the late 12th century to the beginning of 15th century, we have this period when Kosovo, from being part of Byzantine Empire, become part of Serbian Nemanjid state, and after Kosovo battle in 1389, they started to be occupied from the Ottomans and becoming part of Ottoman Empire.
For nearly 500 years under the Ottomans, religion became not just faith, but survival.
Serbian historians, they pretend that at that time there were no Albanians in this territory, which is not true, unfortunately. And the Kosovar historiography, which pretends with some arguments that there were Albanians as an ethnicity, but they were, because they were by religion they were Orthodox, they were under the Serbian state. They lost in evidences because nobody evidenced them as by ethnicity as Albanians.
Gjergj Kastrioti was the paramount hero of our nation. He came from the Ottoman Empire as a skilled military commander and fought against the Ottoman Empire for his homeland for a full 25 years.
But this is just the turn to our roots, because we were Christian, and from the Justinian, who is one of the most, who splashed the Christianity, he was Albanian, of course. He had a very important role to the Pope in Rome, so from that time we were Christians, and this is the process of turning to our roots.
Because the Ottoman Empire didn't fulfill nothing, didn't protect Albanian land. As we know, the Congress of Berlin, the San Stefan Treaty and the Congress of Berlin from 1978, they gave some pure Albanian lands to the Balkan states, like Sanjak of Niš, a part of territory in the borders of Montenegro, become part of first Plava and Gusia and the Liga of Prisons protect this territory. And again, against the Montenegro, complained to the big powers for Hoti and Gruda, and finally, Montenegrins, state of Montenegro, who became independent at that time, 1978, they took Ulcin as an Albanian territory under their state. And in October 1912, the First Balkan War has started, and this was very bad situation for Albanians. As you know, Albania became invited and occupied from all three Balkan countries, and in these very difficult and very complex circumstances, with the help of great central powers at that time, Austria-Hungary and Germany, was convinced was invited the Conference of Ambassadors in London, and in this conference was discussed about creating an autonomous state of Albania, but in the half of its territory, let's say, because the other part of territories were occupied by Balkan armies, Balkan states.
In 1912, Albania declared independence, a rare nation where Muslims, Catholics and Orthodox lived side by side.
We don't see often these cases, one nation with three religions. And all this left Kosovo and half of territory of Albanian lands left outside of this new Albanian states created in 1912.
Unity above religion became its silent strength.
Our state, Dardania, known today as Kosovo, is a secular state. The Constitution of the Republic of Kosovo recognizes all beliefs, Christian, Islamic, as well as atheistic.
But soon after independence, faith itself became dangerous. Under Enver Hoxha's communist regime, religion was declared the enemy of progress. Religion was erased from public life, yet the idea of freedom, both political and spiritual, never disappeared. In neighboring Kosovo, identity and survival took a different path. Religion once again mixed with politics, but this time it was national identity that carried the flag.
In 1953, Tito recovered with the Republic of Turkey the agreement of 1938, Yugoslav-Turkish convent, for replacement of 500,000 Albanians from Kosovo to Turkey. And this convent has started to be implemented, but the war has stopped. And in 1953, Tito, in one meeting, he met with Turkish Foreign Minister Fuad Küpriliu, and they made an agreement, a gentleman agreement in Split of 1953, that Turkey will continue to receive immigrants from Yugoslavia. And in the other side, Rankovic make the pressure to the Albanians, make the terror with pretext of collecting weapons, and we have the wave of migration at that time in direction to Turkey. Statistics are not so exact, but more than 200,000 people left at the time. A lot of massacres were made. The main massacre was in Drenica. Drenica war, as they called Lufta Drenicas. They made a lot of attacks in civilians in Drenica. Took more than 4,000 young people They said that you will be recruited to the army and you will be armed when you go in the field or battlefield with Germans in Trieste. And they started this march of these people toward the Montenegro, and all these people were killed. Almost all of them were killed in the massacre at Tivari, or in Bar, today city of Bar. There was a big massacre as well. The reason who led the nation of Yugoslavia in the war, in the interethnic war, was the Serbian nationalism. And you cannot bring back them under Serbian rule. And this was the mistake of Milosevic and their teachers.
It is fortunate for us that we Albanians were never assimilated through religion. We are not all Muslims. There is a part of our people that resisted Islam for centuries. Our churches remain open for those who wish to visit them in good faith. The situation is not like in Bosnia. We are a different kind of people. We are Illyrians. In a way, similar to the Sami people in Norway, who are of ancient origin, we too are an ancient people.
In recent years, a new generation began to question not only politics and power, but the faith they inherited.
For this reason, a group of well-intentioned volunteers gathered in Decan, a town in western Kosovo, coming from all cities and villages across Kosovo.
This initiative, I think it was the most important, more serious than previous, because it's not the only one. We had also some initiatives before, but this one, it is stronger, and I think it was more on the media, stronger effect it had, and it continues.
The Decan Movement was born from this search, a grassroots effort by young thinkers, activists, and ordinary citizens, asking uncomfortable questions about belief and identity.
Our concern was that the two extremes of the two religions are harming the Albanian nation.
Before the war, there was an extraordinary level of religious tolerance and understanding, and Albanian Muslims did not display extremism. They were not strongly devout. But after the war, we began to see a phenomenon in which things started to change drastically.
Because democracy in Europe has been misused by the East through extreme investments.
For example, a couple of months ago, Vice Minister of Interior Affairs of Kosovo declared that 3 big mosques in Pristina, in the 3 hills in Pristina, they were built by the financial of Serbian government, of course, not directly, but through the Islamic organizations from different Arab countries and from Turkey. So 3 mosques, officially, the Vice Minister of Interior Affairs declared on the public television that those happens.
The most serious and tragic development was when, unfortunately, many young people went to fight for ISIS. That was horrific, a catastrophe, absolute misery. Another very concerning thing that happened in Kosovo was the beginning of public prayers being held in the streets, something that had never happened before. This is absurd, a shame and a disgrace.
Some clerics here come out and say that those who do not want mosques can go to Serbia.
In principle, we respect all religions and all people who believe in God. But when things go beyond that, we try to prevent it so that the Albanian people will never again face problems in this regard.
How can they threaten us when we have been autochthonous since the beginning, when we have the oldest language in the world, a 6,000-year-old language, and when we have our own heroes like Gjergj Shala and Mother Teresa, who are known worldwide?
I suspect that the funding comes from Arab countries, but the management center is in the Secret Service in Belgrade, Serbia. They collaborate because Serbia has the tendency to portray us as extremists to Europe, presenting us as abnormal and unreasonable people.
It's not easy here. They are, especially from Muslim and from Orthodox Serbs, they collaborate in a perfect way. They try to persecute, to put the names, to mistreat people, just to make unpopular to the ordinary citizen in Kosovo.
There are cases, for example, 2 months ago I was personally threatened in Fishte Krasniqi, just 7 or 8 kilometers from here, by men with long beards and short pants. They said, "Why are you giving interviews about us Islamists? In the name of Allah, you are sentenced to be beheaded."
We want to be a center of peace, understanding, and positive will. There are still many Muslim countries that have not recognized Kosovo. They report to the East that we are not Muslims at all. In Arab countries, the Serbs lobby by claiming that we are not Muslims, while at the same time, the very extremism they finance is presented to the West as if we are the extremists.
From the Islamic, we lost land, we lost population, we lost everything. Everybody who knows how to think very simply about the identity, it's normally to turn on Christianity, because Christianity, especially Catholicism, didn't do any harm. In the end, Kosovo was liberated from the Christian countries.
Free will belongs to everyone, but people are converting every day, and in the summer we expect large crowds in churches and many conversions.
I urge all Albanians to be pro-Western.
Ernest Hemingway, with his masterpiece, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Any man's death diminishes me, because I'm involved in mankind. Therefore, don't send anybody to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for you.
We must all, without distinction of race or background, be united as human beings, because our origin comes from one God. Thank you very much.
Cannot accept anymore being under the rule of the East, because it was just a bad luck. A couple of 100 years from the Ottomans, they left these bad things to us, but voluntarily we will not accept anymore.
For some, this is liberation. For others, a threat to tradition. From the Illyrians to the Ottomans, from communism to modern democracy, Albanians have reinvented themselves countless times. Today, another transformation is unfolding, a quiet, personal revolution of thought.